Hello and welcome back to the Pro Body Lifestyle Podcast. My name is Anakin Prociuk and this is my husband Anakin Prociuk. And as you would have seen by the title of this video today, we're having a baby.
We are pregnant.
Pro baby. Oh my goodness.
Baby Prociuk 2026.
Yes, you would have seen maybe on social media that we announced yesterday that we are expecting a baby this year and we're so excited. We feel so blessed. And I have just been so excited to announce, I know we both have, because I feel like we've been living in this lie for 3 months. And I'm like, I share everything. And this is the biggest thing that's ever happened and I can't share it yet. So we're so excited, guys. Like, I know you can probably hear from my voice, but I am also out of breath, always. But yeah, these last 12 weeks have been such a blessing, such a journey. And we have so much to discuss today. So
yeah, it's been fun. It's been a big roller coaster going up and down with all the emotions. But yeah, it's been funny. We have felt like we've been living a little bit of a lie, especially Mel, because a lot of our friends have been like, like when we told them, they're like, I knew it. I haven't seen you been posting as much. You haven't been doing as many gym workouts and
it's
things.
Hard. I've been so tired, but also because I always post in my crop top, I'm like, it's so obvious. Well, I think it's been so obvious. So I'm like, what do I post about? I just won't post anything. So probably has been obvious. If you're watching this and listening, you're probably like, I knew it. And that's okay. We love that. And this baby loves that. And we're going to keep baby Prociuk in the middle here today.
Yeah.
Because it's been along the journey and it has been in my belly for a lot of our podcast episodes lately. We just have so much to talk about today. First of all, if you saw our social media post yesterday, which I'm obsessed with, I love it. Our beautiful friend, Stephen Cadleck, and his beautiful wife, Enza, took some beautiful photos for us.
And we'll just put them up back.
Put a few up here.
Yeah, so if you're watching the video version, you'll see some of those.
Yes, so you can have a little look at our photos or go onto social media. Follow Stephen. He is incredible at what he does. Like, we're awkward as.
Yeah.
We have no direction on how to take photos, and he just gave us the best direction, and we look awesome.
Yeah, that's what I love about him as a photographer is he's not just a good photographer that can take great photos, but he's really good at giving direction. Like, he's worked with Marvel, he's done like Thor, he filmed Thor. And so he's actually just got that eye to be able to tell awkward people like us, like, we love each other, right? But we don't know how to show that in the camera always. So
I think because I've dreamt of this moment of taking announcement pictures for so long, and the fact that we got to this stage and it's just been like yesterday, when we took them was yesterday. And it was just so exciting to take them, like the joy. It was the best afternoon ever. And I don't know if I've posted this on social media yet, but I've also got a lot of clips that my sister Emily and her husband Nish came down and took some digital videos of us as well. And like, honestly, massive shout out to them because they did such a good job too. So that will be posted soon. Guys, I have so much content. Be ready to be like annihilated with content because I have so much backed up for 3 months that I'm like ready to post. So if you want to block me now, probably best to do that now. Yes, we have so much to discuss today. We're going to talk just what we've been experiencing the last 12 weeks, the excitement, the fears, everything. And we're going to, if you have any questions, obviously leave like questions down below if you have any questions for us about this journey, because if you're new to the podcast, you may not know that we actually had a miscarriage last year, and that was a whole journey in itself. And now being blessed with our second child is just, honestly, like, we've never felt more grateful. I know, like, we talk about it every day, how grateful to God we are that we have been blessed to grow this human. Every day I'm like, what do you mean that I literally am creating in me, half Janosch, half me, which makes me so excited. Like, Janosch is like one of my favorite people in the world. And I'm also one of my favorite people in the world. And now we're going to join.
Not going to lie. Mel has used AI many times to create our future family. And so she's already taking pictures of me, pictures of her, combining them using AI to try and figure out like what our children will look like. So it's going to be interesting to see if they look anything like that.
I don't care at all. I'm just so excited. I'm so happy. If you are watching the Spotify or YouTube, you'll see my shirt in my mum era. And it's like a Taylor Swift thing. I've been so excited to wear this out and about because it's just so exciting. I love being in my mum era. I am going to embrace this pregnancy journey so much, but I'm also going to keep it real with you all. So don't think I'm just going to be sharing like, oh, the highs, it's such a beautiful blessing. It is. But there's also been moments of like, not lows, but just struggles.
Yeah. Well, especially since we had the miscarriage last year with Anakin. That was our first son's name. A lot of people has asked us, like, how did you guys prepare to mentally be ready for pregnancy again? And we both felt in that time after that miscarriage, we lost our routines a lot. We stopped training. We ate a lot of junk food during that time, and we just mentally took some time to recover and get back to it. But then really, like, it was one of the first times in our lives that we had to really come back into building momentum again, not just in fitness, but just in life. Like, fitness was one part. We let ourselves go there. We weren't training anymore. Mentally, obviously, things got like thrown into the works. It was like the biggest thing that I've ever like lost in my life, because I think the difference between losing your baby versus losing, you know, your father, your mom, your brother, any of those things, is that you're losing directly something that's your own blood.
Yeah.
Like, relatives is still, you know, obviously it's still not good whenever
I know what you mean though,
dies,
like it's literally our child.
Yeah, like when it's something that's like, I've created this, it's just like all your hopes and dreams also go with it when they do pass away.
Yeah.
And so it was just something that we weren't prepared for. And it's like, we obviously know that miscarriage is a thing and then it happens, but it's just something that you just never think it's going to happen to you. And we're both really fit, really healthy, like blood work wise, like there's nothing in my like blood work that needs to be worked on. Like everything is healthy.
Yeah.
And then for something like that to happen, it's just crazy, and it can completely like derail progress in life and just mentally all those things.
It knocked us out. But
yeah,
like I know I can speak on behalf of both of us. I feel like we've become such stronger people individually, but also in our relationship, which I didn't think was even possible. That is making us so much more equipped and ready for parenthood. Like I know for myself, like we'd have a like 3-month-old right now, which is wild to think about. But I feel so blessed that, you know, we've gone along this journey, not blessed that it happened, but what we've learned from it and how God's guided us through that and how much stronger we've become because of last year to get to the point where now there's nothing that phases us in terms of like, for example, I don't care how much weight I put on. I don't care about anything. Like give me all the sleepless nights, give me everything. I am just so excited about a healthy child and the fact that I'm going to get to hold our beautiful baby that I have prayed for every single night for so long. And I'm just so excited. Also just wanted to say that if this episode is triggering for you, if you've had loss, like experienced loss, if you are, you know, going through trying for a child and it's taking a while, like whatever your journey is and you don't feel like you can listen to this episode, that is completely fine, because I know for myself, I struggled for a while listening to episodes like this or watching videos. So it's completely fine to just kind of skip this episode if you need to today. But just know that next week we are hoping to do an episode about our miscarriage journey for people that have gone through it, or even for people that know friends and family who have gone through it and don't know how to respond to them. We really want to do an episode like that because this is what I seeked when we had our miscarriage last year. And I was so lost and I needed to know that I wasn't the only one feeling a certain way. So we really want to do an episode next week about that journey, where today we just want to leave this episode to the excitement and joy of the last 12 weeks and what we're excited for coming into the rest of this year. So yeah, I'm excited. Shall we start talking about everything?
I think we should. First of all, I think the first question that everyone's going to be asking is like, how far along are you?
So today of recording, we are 14 weeks, which is awesome. I'm the size of a peach today, all little, you know, peachy glutes. And next week when this episode's coming out, so when you're listening to this, we'll be at that 15-week mark, which is just incredible. Like for anyone that's gone through pregnancy, which is a lot of you, you will know that the first trimester just feels so long. And I know for myself, I was counting down the days every week to get through another week, And now that we're at this stage where I'm feeling quite well, feeling great, feeling excited, feeling like, you know, we've seen our healthy baby many times now. It's just so exciting.
And for anyone who falls pregnant, downloading, I think it's called the Pregnancy Plus app.
Yes.
It's been my favorite thing because it shows you the development of your child each week. So you can see, okay, what do they look like now? And our favorite thing was to like press on the real life size version and then hold the phone at Mel's womb and to see the little baby there just growing and just seeing it grow bigger and bigger each week.
Yeah.
And then now it's at the point where the baby is basically the size of my palm and they would fit in my hand. And I love just visualizing seeing them, being able to hold them now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're a real person.
It's very exciting. I love that. And like last year with our miscarriage, we didn't get to hear a heartbeat ever. We saw a heartbeat, but we never heard it. And in our scan last week, we heard it for the first time and it was so magical. I was blown away. I was like, how can a heartbeat make me feel such crazy things?
I actually had to tell him to go back.
Yeah.
Because it was so funny. Like it was the first time, like the first baby that we had, Anakin, we didn't get to hear the heartbeat, unfortunately. And then so for the first time going in, we were a little bit nervous going into that 13-week scan to, number one, just make sure that they're alive for us, but then also to just see that they're healthy and strong. And then when he put the heartbeat on, he played it for like 5 seconds so that he knew that it was healthy and there was no issues there, and then turned it off. And me and Mel were just looking at each other in awe.
Record this so we can play it at home.
Whoa. That was like a moment. Like we barely heard a heart. Yeah. So I was like, hey, do you mind, like once you do the rest of your scan, can we go back to the heartbeat at the end just to make sure that we can sit in it a little bit? So
honestly, that was the best day of my life. Like there's been many great days of my life, but that was incredible. I cannot even explain it. We will talk more about our scans later on in this podcast.
Yeah,
but
he must love when we go in there.
Yeah, because we're keen as.
Yeah, and we're so excited about everything. Every milestone we're really excited about because of the loss that we had.
Well, we're like, wow, look at its arms. And he's like, yeah, it's got arms. I'm like, oh my goodness.
It's just so normal for him. But yeah, this is a good thing for any of you who are pregnant right now. Feel free to speak up, and you don't need to feel like you're going to be looking weird or anything, because this is an exciting moment for you. Like this is your first child or just a child. Like any child is amazing, and it's life. You don't do it that often throughout your life. I mean, there are some people who have like 10 babies, but it's something to be celebrated. So don't feel and don't let your awkwardness or you're like, oh, I don't want to put them out or anything, take away from this time that you have like together.
Oh, we are literally like the insane first-time parents that are going so overboard in excitement. What I mean by that, because like I remember thinking, like last year, I'm like, I don't know why, but in our first pregnancy, I was like, don't be too over the top. Just, I don't know even how to explain it, but I was kind of quietening it a little bit in my mind because obviously there's anxieties in the first trimester and then everything went wrong and I was like, where this pregnancy, I always promised myself, I was like, before we fall pregnant, I want to make sure that I'm in a good headspace to just be myself and be excited, because I love celebrating things. I love photos. I love videos. I love being over the top. I want to be those crazy first-time parents that go to the expos, that buy the clothes, that get excited about the random like the eyelashes that it's growing this week and the fact that it's drinking amniotic fluid this week and peeing for the first time.
We saw it sucking its thumb.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm so proud of you for sucking your thumb. Like I'm excited about everything because I was really reminded of what a miracle it is, and like life isn't guaranteed. And I just feel so blessed every single day that I get to be pregnant, because the feeling of last year is something I do not wish upon anyone. And I'm so sorry to anyone who has experienced many losses or anything like that, because it was the worst and hardest time, but it's made us so grateful now. So if you are experiencing loss or you have experienced loss, just know that when you do, in the future, and I pray that you do get this moment of everything going well, it is the best feeling in the world, and nothing phases me right now where I'm like, nah, I don't care about any issues that I used to stress about. All I care about is a healthy heartbeat. But before we get into all that, we have so much to talk about, guys. Sorry. Let's talk about how we found out.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So Janos, being the beautiful Janos, took us away for Valentine's Day for like a surprise getaway. That was the getaway where it happened to be on a golf course, and I was like, oh, how romantic. No, but it was great.
This was the best thing. So I decided to book a golf course because I thought, you know what, let's go out to I think it's Mossvale out that way.
Yes.
And my thinking was, Mel loves coffee. There's great coffees out there. We love hiking. There's great hikes out there.
Yeah.
We can stay at the golf course. If we're feeling it, we could play a little bit of golf.
Yeah, I don't hate golf. I actually love playing golf with Janos because it's something he's passionate about, and I'm like, it's something fun to do together. Anyway.
And there was a tennis court there. So it had a lot of different activities that we could do. So I was like, yep, that's going to be the perfect Valentine's Day, because then it's a bit of what Mel loves, it's a bit of what I like. We just can kind of see how it goes and what we want to do. But anyway, we rock up, we get there, and then we start talking to the reception, and he upgrades us to the next room. And he's like, oh, hey, by the way, I've upgraded your room. I'm like, thanks, great. He's like, I've put you on the last tee, so you'll be able to see putting, like people putting. And I'm like,
I'm listening to this going,
great.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
thanks,
like we
man.
can see some old people like putting a ball in. That's great. And then we walk into the hotel, we put our stuff in our room, and then we start seeing cameras everywhere, like proper news cameras. And we're like, what's going on? What's happening here? We keep walking through, and then we realized that it was the women's PGA, which is like the professional golf tournament that was going on. And we happened to just book our Valentine's Day weekend on the same place. And I did see the tickets were going, like they were booking out for the hotel. And I just thought, oh, it's Valentine's Day. Maybe that's why. But then we realized that, oh, it's the golf. So the guy at the front desk, he's probably thinking that we're there for the golf, thinking Mel was maybe a golfer. No. She did look really cute. You did bring your golf outfit, to be fair.
Yeah.
And so he probably thought he was doing us a massive favor by putting us on the final tee hole and everything. And we're like not even knowing that there was a golf event happening.
Anyway, let's not make this a golf podcast.
No,
because
back to baby.
For me. So we're at this beautiful hotel. Janusz goes, I've booked a Japanese restaurant for tonight. Now, again, I'm going to be speaking about periods and things like that in this episode. So if you don't want to listen to that, please move on. But I was due for my period in a few days. I think it was 4 days away. So I was like, oh, should I eat raw sashimi and things like that and sushi and all that kind of stuff and raw meat? I'll just try. Like I brought a test with us. Like I always carry one in my bag because we were trying, obviously. And it was one of those ones where it's a pink one where it's got like a double line or it's got one line. And we take this test just before we're about to leave. We're getting ready. I'm watching Gilmore Girls. It was a vibe. And I'm taking this test and like we pick it up and my first word was, oh, nah, it's not it. So we both go,
because we were quite excited to eat like, this was going to be our last time for Mel eating like raw meat, like tartar, having raw sashimi, jealous. Like all the fish, like all the stuff that you can't have during pregnancy, we were about to eat.
Yeah, so we're like, let's do that. We were like,
you know what? This is a win either way. Yeah. Either we have a baby or we get to eat all of this amazing food. So it's kind of like a win-win situation.
Well, that's what we tried to do. Like when we're trying, we're like, let's always make sure that if we aren't, there's something to look forward to kind of thing, even though I'd rather a baby over raw meat, but that's okay. So we take this test, but then we look at it again and it was the faintest line. I'm talking a strand of hair kind of faint. We were so confused where I was like, oh my goodness. Like, so we're freaking out. I think I said, is that a double line? Is that a double line? Like 50,000 times. I'm freaking out. Janusz is like trying to act cool because he's
I'm like, no, it's not. It's not.
So he's
low-key, I've just booked this restaurant, right?
Yeah, so
I'm
he's like, it's
don't
not.
Be the
There's
line
no way.
Now.
Yeah, he's like, there's no way. And then we were like, oh my gosh. And then obviously your brain starts to like think, oh my gosh, what if it is? So I start to get like, I obviously start to cry. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I did bring with me a pregnant, not pregnant test that actually says the word. But then because I was so early, we looked on the test and it said, only take this in the morning if you're really early. So I was like, oh, we'll take it tomorrow morning, Janusz said. So all night, I obviously didn't eat sashimi. I was careful.
Yeah, Mel got the nice Wagyu steak.
It was good.
Well done.
Well done, yeah. But worth it. I was like, that whole night we were talking about the possibilities of what if we are. It was so exciting. So the next morning, it was like Christmas. We woke up, we're like, let's take it. And then it popped up. Actually, it took forever to load, like 5-6 minutes. So we're like, oh, it probably isn't. Then when we looked at it, we were just so gobsmacked. Like the word pregnant is like, I have dreamt of seeing that again for a whole year. And it's just been it was so exciting, more than I ever could have imagined. So many thoughts go through your head in that second because you're like, for us personally, I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Also, oh my goodness, here we go again. Am I ready to go through this again if something happens? And that was a big thing. Janusz and I made sure, and we promised each other that there's no way we were going to try again if we weren't both of us mentally ready to go through that again if it was a possibility. Because when we first went through the miscarriage last year, I went through a phase where I was like, nah, I can't do this. I literally could not do this ever again. And working through it over months, getting our health in check, making sure that we just dated each other again, brought the romance back in our relationship, all those things where we felt ready. Like we kept having conversations constantly about it. And we got to a point where we both were like, you know what? I remember saying like, I'm ready to try again because even if something was to happen, I'm mentally okay. Like I'm ready, even though obviously I don't want that to happen, but I'm mentally ready. So when we did find out also it was Valentine's Day. I didn't say that. It was Valentine's Day when we found out this year, which is also my Uncle David's birthday, who passed away many years ago, but such an incredible person that my family and I miss so much. So it was such a blessing from God, but also a blessing from him to find out on his birthday. And I was like, God, like, thank you, David, thank you. Like it just felt so right. And I remember saying in that moment as well, sorry to interrupt you there, but I remember feeling this sense of peace going, I'm scared, but I feel like everything's going to be okay this time.
Yeah, it definitely felt different.
Yes.
The first time with Anakin, when we found out that we were pregnant, I remember being excited, but then I don't know if this is just for men, but a minute later, it just went to, okay, I'm going to be a dad. How am I going to figure out this out?
Yeah.
Or so my brain just went straight to like planning and trying to plan for life immediately. Yeah. And then like, am I ready? I don't know if I'm ready. But one of the like blessings of miscarriage is that it really shows that you want it.
Yep.
Because then I remember when we lost Anakin, I was distraught. Like it just broke me down. Like I didn't realize how much I wanted the baby, how much I felt that I was ready, how much I felt that I'd lost something, right? And so that really showed me that, oh, actually, you know what? You really wanted this. Like it just got rid of all the questioning of like, am I ready? Did I want this now? I don't know. And it was like, oh my gosh, I really want this. Like it made that super clear. So I remember that this time, number one, the first thing when I saw it was the faint line. I literally just thought Mel was looking way too closely.
Yeah, they say though, if you had to look that close, I was in the light, I was like crazy woman.
Mel was like zooming in.
And he's like, oh.
Look, when I hold it this way, you can see the line slightly. So I Googled it and it said that if you can see any line that's a color, like pink, then it's positive, it's pregnant.
But by the next day when we took the pregnant test, it had darkened and we were like, oh my goodness. I remember the next morning we woke up to Valentine's Day morning. I had that pregnancy test on my like bedside table and Janos had put a Valentine's Day card onto it. And it was like, honestly, we will never beat this Valentine's Day.
I don't think I can.
It was so
Everything
beautiful.
was timed per. I'm like, thank you, God, you're working with me here.
Well done, Janos. Did you plan this? Because it was like, I can't even explain the happiness I felt that morning going, oh, I might be pregnant. And also, look at this beautiful card. Like, what do you mean?
And
it's
we found out when we were away, like we were in Mossvale.
It was just a great, not restart, but just a new journey of pregnancy that I was like, oh God, thank you.
Well, it did feel different. It just felt like different. We're turning over a leaf and it was different. So
it did.
I'm really happy that we celebrated every moment. Like instead of just like peeing on a stick at home, just kind of like being like, all right, are we pregnant? Because we went through all that miscarriage, I knew that I wanted to reframe the way that we do each time and to try and take away a bit of the anxiety, so make it fun. Now, we didn't go away every single month. It just happened to be Valentine's Day and that's why we went away. But we would always try and make it like a dinner at least or something like that. So then it's not just like, all right, let's pee on the stick and let's see if we're pregnant.
Yeah, it was exactly right. We really brought romance and the miracle of life back into trying again. And I totally know how hard it can be though, month after month after month, like wishing for it. It can get very much like whatever after a while. But if I can just encourage anyone who is trying right now, like try to bring that romance back in and try to bring I think reminding yourself of it's actually such a small percentage to fall pregnant, even though everyone around you looks pregnant and you see it happening around you, all these announcements. You don't know what people are going through behind closed doors because not everyone talks about it, which is so fine. But it's such a miracle to fall pregnant. Don't just be like, oh, cool. Okay, I wanted to be pregnant, so I am now. For some people, it is like that. And hats off to you. Well done. But for some people, it is hard. It can take years. It can take like doctors telling you that it's not possible and you have to fight through that and go through so much more hardship to get there. But oh my goodness, when you get it, it's great. And something we had to really, sorry, I knew you were going to say something there, but something we had to really fight against was the limiting beliefs from people. Because I know last year people would say to us, which I have never taken on anything that people have said to us through miscarriage to heart. I had to really learn that because it's actually really hard to speak to someone who's gone through miscarriage if you haven't gone through it because you don't know what to say. And I've definitely said stupid things in the past to people before I had mine. But people would be like, oh, you're probably going to feel really anxious in your next pregnancies from now on. Like just be prepared for that. Or you're always going to look for blood when you go to the toilet. Or you've been robbed. I hated this one. Oh, you've been robbed of your first pregnancy experience. And I was like, we rebuke all of that. Of course, there's been anxieties and we'll get into that. But we were like, no, we deserve to feel excited, to trust God, to go through this journey. And this pregnancy is a completely different pregnancy from our first. And it doesn't always have to end bad.
Yeah. And the thing is, they're not wrong. Like that may have been their experience, but they're wrong in trying to cast it onto somebody else. They're not trying to. But it's just that you just need to remember that with anything in life, you're the one who shapes your experience.
Yep.
Like you can go through things and you can make it an exciting thing or you can make it a fearful thing. Now, we've both had tons of, fearful moments over the last 13 weeks because we'll go into this more next week, but with our miscarriage, it was a missed miscarriage, which meant that Mel's body hadn't actually detected that the baby had passed away yet.
Yep.
So she was actually carrying the baby still for another 2 weeks until we found out on an ultrasound that the baby was no longer growing and had passed away. So it made us obviously a little bit like anxious whenever we go to those scans, because now we're like, oh, well, that's how we found out last time. It wasn't through any symptoms, anything like that. So we have our up and down moments where the fear starts to take over.
Yeah.
But then it's about, okay, I said it to you this morning, we can't control the first thought that pops into our head. It just happens. But you can control how you respond to it, or the second thought. Yeah. So what we've done is, like, anytime we've felt fear around something, or if you're trying and it's been lots of months, like, by the way, it didn't take us one go and we fell pregnant both times. Like, it took a few months. So anything that you're feeling anxious about in your pregnancy, if you want to make this a time that you're excited, a time of love, a time of like just joy, then you need to make it a time of love, a time of excitement, a time of joy through what you do. Like, make it exciting.
Exactly.
Like, do your pregnancy tests and have a dinner with your husband or your wife. If you're going to go to your scans, make it an exciting day that you kind of reshape those fears. Like, you're going to feel the fears, but you then have to like rephrase them in different ways to be like, oh no, I'm just really excited. Like, yes, it could be a miscarriage, but just having that thought of like, oh, well, we don't want to have this baby. And the entire pregnancy journey, we've just been anxious.
Well, when does the anxiety stop then?
Fearful, yeah.
Yeah, like you were saying, like the fear doesn't stop once the baby's here. It will just keep growing like for their whole life, and we don't want that. Yeah, don't let anyone make you feel silly for being really excited. Like, again, you don't have to be so over the top and everything like that. That's so fine. But just know, like, prepare to be sick of me. I will be sharing this entire journey because I'm so excited to be growing a human. I think when I really think deeply about it, and I'm like, sometimes I just sit there holding my belly going, what do you mean there's a little Melissa or Janusz in there? Like, what do you mean? And I get so emotional because like, the fact that my body's doing this, I think I found such a new, and I knew this would happen, but such a new appreciation for the female body, especially because I'm like, oh, like I can train, I can adapt my body with workouts and how I eat. But look what my body's also doing now. I'm growing a human. Like, just by like me just sitting on the lounge and watching Gilmore Girls, I'm growing some eyelashes, man. I'm growing, nails. I'm growing knees. Like, what do you mean? It's just, I think it's really just made me appreciate my body so much more, to the fact where I'm like, I want a belly. I want to keep growing. So yeah, be excited because we are very excited. Yeah. And we're so, honestly, so over the moon for everyone's joy and excitement for us. Like, us telling people has been such a joy. And we were like I remember thinking when we had the miscarriage last year, my first thought was, nah, next time we fall pregnant, if we ever fall pregnant again and I'm ready, I'm not telling anyone until later on. There's no way I can go through that. And when we fall pregnant, I'm so glad that Janusz and I got to a good place where we were like, no, like, we are going to celebrate every day, every second of this pregnancy, no matter what happens. And we got to celebrate that with our family and friends so early on. Like, I was literally like, I saw my mum like a few days later and I'm like, Mum, I'm pregnant. Like, I couldn't hold it in. Like, I was like, I don't care. I need our people around us, not just to be there for us, but to pray for us and to know that we're going to feel anxious a little bit throughout this journey. And if we're acting a little bit different, that's why. I don't know how people wait to 12 weeks. Yeah. Good on you.
We've been living a lie. It's very hard. And we're not good liars either. So
no, not at all.
Whenever we tell people, it's like, we just have to tell them when we're in person. But it's one of those things too that you don't want to, like, even if it does end in miscarriage again, like, that's a life. You know what I mean? Like, our first baby, like, that was still a baby. Like, they still had a life, they still had a soul, and like, they can still feel like what you're thinking, like the warmth of the mother, the love of the mother. They feel all of that stuff. So you don't want, like, even if it does end in miscarriage, you don't want their little life, like, let's say if it was only 8 weeks, like Anakin's was, you don't want that 8 weeks to be no joy, no celebration, no excitement, because that's not serving that baby very well, is it? So I'm always like of the opinion of like, okay, you'll always celebrate life, always be joyful, even if it's hard, even if your life is hard, still be joyful, because if it does end in miscarriage, you don't want that baby, like, that's what their memory was. That's it.
Yeah.
there's no joy. I always want to have as much joy and excitement until something does happen. Then it's like, okay, then that's when you grieve. But don't start grieving a pregnancy that's going to go the whole way and then be born. And then that whole time you've been feeding them emotions of anxiety, of worry, of fear.
Yeah.
And just not living your best life.
I think that's what I've done differently this time is I've really just stepped into going, if I feel a certain way, like exhausted, which I felt so exhausted in this first trimester, which is so normal. I'm like, if I need a rest, I rest. Where last year I was feeling very guilty. I'm like, no, I need to be working. What am I doing? Get up, Melissa. Where now if I get to a point where I'm like, you need a rest and watch Gilmore Girls, I'm like, okay, I will do that. And Janosch has been so great. He will tell me, he's like, I love seeing you relax. Like I love seeing you take the time to grow a child, like do all those things. And I've really just embraced these moments of going, today's not the day. Okay. My health, like my nutrition isn't the best right now. Like all I want is cheese. And I'll get into that as well in this podcast. But I'm just going, you know what? I'm embracing it. Not to say that there hasn't been fears, like we were saying. Like it hasn't been all, oh, sunshine daisies, we're so happy. There's been moments where I've been like, oh my goodness, I am so overwhelmed with anxiety. But I think that's just so normal. And I'm not going to be silly and be like, no, like we've felt so good this entire time. We are so faithful. Everything's going to be okay. Of course we are.
Yeah.
But the enemy has really been trying to get in our head. And like we've just got to really fight that. I thought I'd also talk about some of the symptoms I've been feeling. Again, I'm only just in the second trimester, but I've been very blessed. I know this with the first trimester that I've had. Like I know so many women go through, like I know friends and family that have gone through sickness their whole pregnancy. I haven't felt sick at all. I only get really nauseous at nighttime, which is such a weird thing. And if I don't eat at the right time, I get a bit nauseous, but I've never vomited. But just exhaustion. Exhaustion has been insane. Like I know a lot of people, even clients of mine, because I've trained so many pregnant women, they'd be like, oh, you have no idea, Mel, it's exhausting. I'm like, oh, like I've had low iron. Like I've felt exhausted before, get over it. Not to get over it, but like I remember thinking, oh, it can't be that bad. Oh my goodness. I can't even explain it. I would sleep 10 hours and then get up and be like, I'm still tired.
She just passes out. And not even like, like I walk in to the lounge room and I see Mel in like the most awkward position ever. And I'm like, how did you fall asleep?
It just happened. I didn't even plan to fall asleep. I'm like, oh, I'm asleep again. I don't know how women with normal jobs per se, like as in 9 to 5 office jobs or whatever it is, go through the first trimester, because I, thank God, would do work in the morning and I've tried really hard to keep my workload up with my clients. So if you're my client listening to this, if you felt like I've been less motivational than usual, which I've tried really hard to not be, this is why I've been bloody exhausted. But I would do my work in the morning because that's when I had most energy. By 1 to 2 p.m., oh my goodness, 2-hour nap. Then I'd get back up again and do some more work. But because we work for ourselves, I've been able to do that. Yeah. So hats off to any female who has gone through the first trimester in a full-time job. Good on you.
And you just had to learn how to manage energy really well.
Oh, it's been,
And, you're not going to be perfect. Like sometimes you might leave something and then you're suddenly like, oh, I might have to cancel that call with that person or whatnot.
Yeah.
But then you just start to learn like, okay, these are my green zones where I've got more energy.
Yep.
I got more mental bandwidth. I can work there. And then these are the red zones where it's like, she's going to crash, she's going to nap.
Yeah.
And just to like plan for those types of things.
Do you know what's been hard though is like, up until week 6.5 and week 7, nutrition was fine. I was like, I'm acing this pregnancy nutrition thing. Shout out to virtual nutritionist Latoya, who worked with me pre-falling pregnant this time round with my nutrition, really helped me just get my health in check and just make sure I'm having all the correct nutrition to get to this point and build up a good amount of nutrients in my body to prepare for first trimester, just in case my body didn't feel like things. So shout out to Latoya. But I really worked hard to make sure my nutrition was on point. Up to week 7, I was like, man, I'm still eating all my eggs. I'm having salads. I'm feeling great. Like I'm going to own this pregnancy. All of a sudden, it was like it hit me where, not that I felt sick, but I just went, I don't feel like this anymore. And every food that I felt, I always eat because I'm very habitual with like what I eat. I eat the same thing all the time. I was like, all I feel like is cheese and crackers.
And I loved it because she did a complete 180. Like Mel, typically in our relationship, is the one who loves all the sweets, sugar, like any of those like crazy dessert boxes where I'm like, none of that makes me excited. I love salts and savory chips. And so for Mel to flip is just a blessing for me.
Because I'd start buying it.
Because now she had her, and it was crazy because we just had Easter and Mel's like, great, I don't even want chocolate.
I know. I bought all these Easter eggs because I'm like, yes, I'm going to stock up. I'm excited. I feel like it now. Like I'm just getting back to feeling a bit normal.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like chocolate, which is so weird. That's how I knew I was definitely pregnant because I'm like, I don't feel like chocolate.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've survived off cheese. Like this baby is built on cheese. Just like cheese slices, obviously pasteurized. Don't stress people. But
I'm curious because a lot of people have you heard before that like, oh, if you're craving sweets, it's going to be a girl versus if you're craving
people have been
salty.
Like, it's a boy, it's a boy.
So
and I'm like, I don't care.
All of you guys out there who are listening, I'd love to hear, and some of you have interacted with us in person. So I'd love to hear, based on what you've seen from Mel, based on what she's been craving, what are we having? Do you think boy? Do you think girl?
So
by the way,
we
don't know.
Or I'm getting a bit better now with my food. Like I'm starting to have more normal food again. But first trimester, it was just meat. Like I just wanted meat. Egg and bacon McMuffins from McDonald's, which is so random. Like I never go to Macca's and I'm like, I just want an egg and bacon McMuffin, Janusz, please. Which Janusz has been so good. Any cravings I have, I don't even have to ask. He just goes out and gets them. I'm like,
the easiest way to make her day.
Literally, he'll
egg
come
and
back.
bacon McMuffin.
I remember one Saturday morning or something. I was just on the lounge, knocked out, early morning, and he just brought back an egg and bacon McMuffin. I didn't even realize he left, and I was like, this is the best thing you've ever done in my life. It was great. Cheese has been like my savior. Crackers like Jats, anything salty, all salt. Give me the salt. If I could just have a salt, shaker and just pour it in my mouth, that's all I want. So tell me what you think I'm having. But yeah, symptoms haven't been that bad. I'm feeling really good now. If anything, I've really had to learn that, like from our last pregnancy, I felt all the symptoms, yet everything went wrong. So I haven't tried to rely on symptoms to tell me that everything's okay. And my OB, my obstetrician, has been so incredible to remind me of that constantly. And I actually got scared because my symptoms weren't that intense compared to other people. And I actually kept wanting more symptoms like sickness because I'm like, that's reassurance. And I had to keep reminding myself that no symptom is a reassurance because your body can still have a miscarriage.
Yeah, no symptom is a good symptom as well.
No, and that's what my OB said. He's like, honestly, it's actually good not to have many symptoms, obviously, so you feel better, but also because you lose them most of the time in second trimester. Depends on your pregnancy.
But for us and for you, that just became such a faith journey because then Mel was like, but I want the symptoms to know that I'm pregnant, to know that I haven't miscarried this baby, to make sure it's still there, because that first trimester is tough because you can't feel the baby yet. It's not kicking. Well, you can't, I wish I could put my ear on your belly and hear something.
Well, there'd be random days where I had random energy where I'd be like, wow, I just trained so well in the gym. And then I'd go, oh no, maybe something's wrong. And I'd convince myself something's wrong and then feel really scared for the rest of the day. And then it really debilitates you because you start to get these fears. And I would literally have to put myself to bed to go, I've just got to end this day because I can't go through these emotions right now, and just pray about it. And it's been such a journey of faith and communication. Like I said to Janusz, I'm going to have to tell you anytime I feel any kind of emotion at all times. And he's been great with that. And I would just be like, hey, I need to tell you what I'm feeling right now. Like, can we talk about it? He would never say, don't feel that way. Come on. Like, everything's okay. He would never lie to me. Like, you can't guarantee anything, but we'd talk about it. We'd pray about it. That's been the biggest thing. Like, if you are someone of faith, please pray about it straight away. Like, I've had so many negative thoughts, not in a bad way, but just like, it's normal, I think, to feel this way in between scans. Like I'd feel really good on a scan day seeing the baby. The next day I'd be like, oh, well, something could have happened in 24 hours. Like I'm not guaranteed anything here. Yeah.
No, that's true. I think one of the things that I'm really excited for, and I know a lot of my pregnant clients are really excited for too, is now that we've announced, watching you go through this training, watching you share, how you've come back from the miscarriage and like built yourself and myself back up to have healthy sperm and to just have ourselves in a healthy place to fall pregnant again. But also now that you are pregnant, a lot of fear is around training and is it going to cause, especially if you have had a miscarriage before?
Yes.
There's a lot of fear. And then a lot of people will ask you, are you sure you should be doing that?
Yeah. And I
understand. Are you sure that won't hurt the baby?
I understand those questions. Sorry to interrupt you there, but there have been people that go, oh, should you be training? And I understand those fears and anxieties on their perspective going, oh, wouldn't you just want to be careful? But we're going to do another whole episode about this, so don't you worry. Training is the best thing. Everything I'm doing.
It's actually worse to not train.
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize.
If anything, you lose yourself in pregnancy, but because in the first trimester especially, I have felt like a different person because all my habits that I always do so easily is out the window. I'm like, I don't know who I've become, but it's okay. And training and trying to do something for myself. I'm not saying I'm training hard right now, and I'll get into that, but I'm talking about just having these moments where I get into the gym has helped me keep an essence of myself that makes me feel really good. And I want this kid to know that mama is strong, that its mama is fit, not because to look a certain way, but it's all about feeling a certain way right now. Like I love the feeling of leaving the gym going, I just trained and grew a leg. What did you do today?
Yeah. And it's really cool because last year, and we did this on purpose because we knew we wanted to fall pregnant and have babies and everything. But Mel actually specialized and has done some courses on pre and postnatal pregnancy training. Yes, I'm completely
certified.
Yeah. So that's really exciting because now we can literally implement everything. I mean, we got many pregnant clients anyway that we train, but it's cool that we can now implement it directly into Mel's life. And so for all of you guys watching through social media, now that we've announced, we're going to be able to share the behind the scenes of what to do when you fall pregnant, how to train, how to eat, like the different things that will help you feel better, the different things that if you're not feeling so great that you can do. And then again, all the research and science behind why you should train during exercise because it's actually more risky to not train. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. But if any of you are listening and you want to know the benefits, a quick way is literally just ChatGPT it or Google and just type in like, what are the benefits of exercise during pregnancy? And it's going to show you a whole heap of research and just benefits of pregnancy, both to you as the mother and also the baby. Then there's the mental health benefits. There's tons of benefits. And like a lot of people don't realize, but it helps to even prepare you for labor.
Yes.
And to have better labor, better outcomes for both the mother and the baby, which is just incredible.
We're going to be posting more about this now anyway. Like, guys, I'm so excited.
And if you don't want to hear about baby stuff, follow me and the Pro Witty Lifestyle page because
no, don't think we're just
I won't be posting all baby stuff.
No, don't think I'm just going to be only posting pregnancy things. But it is the season of life I'm in right now. But don't think, oh, now I've got to unfollow her because she's just going to be about babies. No. But obviously I'm going to be sharing a lot of it because it's an area of life that a lot of women have fear in. And I totally understand why. I've gone through it. I've gone through miscarriage. Like I know how fearful it can be to lose a child, but I'm going to be sharing with you the exact journey, the exact things of how I felt training in first trimester, second, third, everything. And I can't wait to do that. Another thing I wanted to talk about as well, like besides training and nutrition is like if you're going through pregnancy post-loss, I think something that's helped me and I keep reminding myself of is, and my OB said this to me on our first scan, he said, it's more likely that everything is going to go right because we've only had the experience of loss.
Yeah.
I had no other thing to go past. And I was like, oh, I only know miscarriage in pregnancy, which was a really hard thing to work through. But now every time I have a fear, I keep reminding myself that it's the stats are that, and the data is, it's more likely to go well. It's actually less likely to end in that miscarriage or loss. So I think that's something that's really helped me is just going, everything actually is going to be okay. Even though I have those fears and anxieties, like feel them. Don't squish them down. Feel what you need to feel, but have the right people around you that you can share these with. Like I know, thank God I've had Janos that I can share this with and talk through. Also our medical team, like our OB and midwives. If you need a recommendation in our area, please DM me because I have the best OB that you will just die over. He's been amazing.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
That I can just ask any questions to and not feel scared to ask. But also friends and family. Like there have been certain people that I've been able to just message and be like, hey, is it okay to be feeling this way? Hey, this is my thought today. And they don't tell me that I'm being silly. They actually speak life into it and go, hey, like it's actually so okay to feel this way and etc. And will just talk me through it. And it's been nice to be able to be vulnerable with people and just be like, I'm feeling this way. Because I don't want to just post our announcement pics and be like, guys, we're pregnant. Yay. No anxieties. It's been hard.
Yeah. We're perfect. We're easy.
Yeah. Like we are blessed. We are so excited. Like I haven't been as fearful as I thought I'd be because like after loss, you do feel like it's just going to be, dim and like really exhausting and just scary. I've actually been most of the time, I'd say 90% really faithful and joyful and excited, but there's been 10% where those days where I do feel better symptoms or maybe I feel cramping or some weird symptom that I'm like, oh, something's wrong. Like before every scan, like we've already had I'm 14 weeks today. I've already had 4 scans because my OB is like, you are allowed to come in whenever you feel anxious. I'm like, yeah, I feel anxious right now. I'm coming in.
Yeah. But this also goes back to what I was saying before about it's your responsibility to make this joyful, to make this exciting, to make this like just, you know, a loving journey again. So when you're in your scans, when you're having your OB appointments, when you're seeing your doctor, like if you want something, feel free to speak up. Like, you know how I said earlier that we heard the heartbeat only for 5 seconds and then we wanted to hear it again. It just took me saying, hey, do you mind if like once you've done everything, could we hear the heartbeat again? Like I'd really love to like create the excitement. And then they're like, of course, because they forget like that's their like
that's their
1,000th baby, right? Their 1,000th ultrasound. And so they just skip through and they're doing their job. So just make it exciting for yourself and just speak up for the things that you do want, the questions that you have, like all those things. Like don't be scared to be excited about it.
Oh, you should have seen when I went in, like my OB has been great on this journey. He's been through everything with us. When I went in just to get my blood test results and talk about my first blood test results after finding out we were pregnant, he was telling me like, you know, how good it was, the levels are rising. I jumped up and down like a crazy person and got him to stand up and jump up and down with me because I was so excited. And and I didn't feel embarrassed at all because I was like, you know what? Like, why aren't we jumping up and down for excitement over a human life? I was so excited and I can imagine he was like, whoa, like I did not expect this, but I probably made his day for him going, you know what? Yeah. Actually, my OB is already like that.
Yeah, he is very excited for us.
He's like,
because he was the one who did
my
your
surgery
surgeries to help recover.
He's been so beautiful. He did gynecology work for me for months after. Like we've gone through a big journey there and we'll go through that in our next episode. But yeah, it's every scan. I'm not going to lie. Every scan I go into has not been, oh, we're going to see baby today. It's, oh, I don't want to cry. Every time I go, I'm going, oh God, please let there be a heartbeat. Oh gosh, wow. Which is so fine. Some people get to go to scans and just go, oh, we're going to see our baby today. Cool. That I love that. I'm so glad you get that. But it's not that for us, and that's okay. I literally the whole time I'm praying, God, please let there be a heartbeat. That's all I want. I don't care what gender it is. I don't care if there's anything wrong with it. I just want a heartbeat. Obviously, I want it to be healthy, but I don't care about anything else, God. And whenever we go in there, I close my eyes. I actually can't open my eyes on a scan until my doctor tells me it's okay, which is just something that I've had to do, and that's okay. I found what's worked for me because I still, going into every scan, it's the same bed as last time as well. I picture the feeling and what we saw last year, and it was just, I that will never leave me.
Well, do you remember the first ultrasound that we did again, like this pregnancy?
Yeah, the 6-week scan.
That 6-week scan, I remember we went in, it's the same room, like, you know, they turned down the lighting and everything.
Yeah, it's triggering.
And I remember he put the ultrasound on your stomach. He started doing it.
My eyes were closed. But yours weren't.
He didn't say anything straight away. Like it was just quiet because he was obviously trying to see that everything was okay. But I just remember that last time, that's the same thing that happened. Is that we went in and our doctor, they could obviously tell that something was wrong. So he didn't want to say anything was wrong until he made sure. So he took a while. He paused for probably, it felt like an eternity, but it was probably like 10 seconds before he said, I'm so sorry. Like your baby's passed away. Yeah. So this time I remember at that 6-week scan, when the same thing happened again, ultrasound, wasn't saying anything, just silence. I was freaking out in my head. I remember thinking, no, not again.
Yeah, no, my eyes were closed.
Because 6 weeks, the baby's not moving yet. So it was the same thing that you could see on the screen where it was just the little pee, no movement. And we're like, oh no. And then I remember the moment that he said that, no, your baby's healthy, everything's okay. We were so excited, and he was so excited too because
I'm bawling my eyes out.
He's worked with us for the last 6 months.
Yeah,
you know, he did the 2 surgeries.
Yeah, he's
that
just
Mel
as
needed
excited as
to
we
recover.
are.
Like,
yeah,
he helped us with the gynecology, like everything, right? So he was so excited too. But I just remember that after that, he's been really good now. He's like, okay, now that we know everything's fine, whenever you come in, we're not going to talk. We're going to get you straight onto the bed.
Yeah, and he tells us straight away that everything's good. Like my eyes are closed, and he gives me a tap within 2 seconds. He's like, everything's good. I go, oh, yes, and I get to open my eyes and experience it because I just can't, for some reason, open my eyes straight away. And as soon as he tells us everything's okay, Gosh, we're excited. Like we've filmed every time we've gone. So if you want to see all this,
you'll start to see.
We're going to starting to post some of this stuff. The joy and excitement we feel, like I feel like I'm floating on clouds, and it's just such a blessing. And like we're like crazy people. We're like, wow, look at it turning. Like look at it moving. Like we're actually seeing it look like a human now, and we're like, that's our person. That's our little baby in there. Like I'm growing that, and it's just such a blessing. And there's something little I do as well. I was sharing this with a friend yesterday that I'm doing differently this time. And like, if you're someone of faith, this is something you could do before. And Janos doesn't know I do this. I literally, my OB will be like, Mel, we're ready for you, come in. And I kind of walk slowly and I do this little hand movement where I'm kind of ushering someone in, and just small, like I'm not a crazy person, but I'm like, in my mind, I say, God, after you. And I invite God into the room every scan, every time. And again, he was there last time, even when everything went wrong. But it's kind of a peaceful reassurance of going, oh God, I know you're in here and you're doing everything you can to make sure that this baby is healthy. Thank you. But also giving us the blessing of this medical team. Like if we didn't go through everything last year, we wouldn't, like it just, everything lined up for this perfect moment, for this perfect child for us. And our OB, the team that we've got supporting us, it's just, I feel like everyone's cheering us on, and it's just such a blessing. Honestly, every time I leave that scan, I'm like, thank you, God. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're so excited. Like, it's just so amazing until we've got to wait for the next scan, and I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah. And look, if you know me and Mel, like we are very positive people, but it's not just because we're innately positive. Like we're very good at taking care of like the garden of our minds, of when we do, because we still have those negative thoughts that everybody has. We still have those fearful thoughts that everybody has, but we're very good at plucking those out quickly. So it's kind of like if you have a garden and you're constantly like taking care of it, and anytime you start to see a weed or a negative thought start to grow, instead of letting it go and go crazy and then become like a jungle of weeds, you just pluck that one weed out before it grows. And then it's like you're taming the fear, you're taming the anxiety. So we've, grown up doing this in our life a lot. And then the miscarriage was one of the biggest things. And then the subsequent birth after miscarriage, like this pregnancy we've got now, is one of the biggest things where we've had to really, it's tested us with how are we doing with managing our mind, our thoughts. And so I think we've both been really good. And as a team, we've both been really good at when we feel the fear, either the other person helps to dispel it, or you feel it and then you try and either, read something positive. We go look at a scripture, we pray about it, we come together and just tell each other what we're fearful of, or, you might talk to one of your friends as well. And it's just making sure that you're plucking out those fears and replacing them with joy, replacing them with love, replacing them with excitement. Anxiety, you've probably heard that anxiety has the same physical sensations and feelings as excitement does. So rewiring it in your brain of like, oh, I'm just really excited to see that next scan. Like, yes, I'm a little bit scared, but I'm really excited to see my baby's okay. I'm really excited to see them growing a little bit bigger. I'm really excited to see the development that they're at. So I think that we've been really good at just anytime there's that negative thought, fear, anxiety, worry, we're pretty good at like just pulling it out before it starts to grow and just become something uncontrollable.
Yeah. Honestly, like you've been really great at that, like reminding me of that, constantly bringing us back to prayer. And if anything, I've been really bold in prayer this pregnancy. Like I'm like, not just asking God, going, God, please let it be healthy. Please, please, please. I'm like, God, I declare strength over this child. I truly declare a strong heartbeat. I'm telling God, like, I know this child is strong. I know this child is destined for greatness. I feel it. I don't know if it's a mum thing. I feel it. Not that I didn't feel Anakin last year was strong and healthy and destined for greatness, but it was more for some reason for this pregnancy. I'm like, God, I feel it. Like, I feel like just a strength in there, and it's making me strong. I don't know what it is. And I'm just honestly declaring it constantly every morning, every night, when I'm holding my belly, whenever I have an anxiety, whenever I have a weird cramp, that I'm like, God, is this okay? Yes, it is okay, God. Like, I trust you, and I know you're here for us. And I know this child is listening to every prayer or every word we're saying. Like, I know the baby can't hear us yet, but I'm playing Taylor Swift constantly because I'm like, you know what? You're going to listen to good stuff from the get-go. And like, I'm just trying to be and remind this child, hey, like, you've got a lot to look forward to. Like, I don't want it to hear our fears and anxieties. I want it to feel the excitement we have for this child. So I will pray over it. I will watch Gilmore Girls and listen to Taylor Swift on loud every shower I have, because I'm like, yes, this is what you've got to look forward to. Otherwise the baby might be going, oh, like, do I like that music? No. But I just, like you said before, it's just about plucking the weeds out and bringing the faith back in. Again, not saying we're not feeling fear.
Yeah, you'll hear next week in next week's episode. That's where we'll delve into the things that we struggle with, because it was honestly the hardest time of our life that we've ever had. And it did derail us. Like all of our healthy habits that we normally do, we're positive people, gone. You know, we're faithful people. So that was challenging for us in our faith too. We're like, God, well, why has this happened to us?
Well, we really have had to rebuild ourselves, but we're completely different people from last year. I know that sounds so cliche, but we are. We're stronger in our relationship. We're stronger as individuals. And I feel like we're so equipped to be parents right now. Like, I'm so excited. Again, I'm not a parent yet. Like, I haven't experienced it, but man, we've got some great people around us that we've learned from, that we aspire to be like, and we're so excited to be parents. And again, we just keep speaking life into this child, and we keep speaking life into the whole pregnancy journey and what we're looking forward to. I can't wait for everything. I can't wait. Like, I've got a bit of a bump now. You will see on our photos, kind of. Like, I had to have a bit of cheese, but it's so nice waking up and going, oh, I actually don't fit into my high-waisted jeans. Also, because I've only ever bought high-waisted jeans, nothing fits me right now, because the little belly up, which I love this little belly, but I'm like, oh, it's really hard to dress right now. So if you've seen me in a lot of skirts lately, that's why. But yeah, I'm so excited for our bump. I can't wait for the first kicks. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait to feel
for birth. I know someone's listening to this right now thinking, you're crazy. I don't care what you think. I can't wait for birth, no matter what happens in birth. All I want is healthy me, healthy baby. I can't wait for the sleepless nights. I cannot wait to look at our child and go, oh my gosh, like, you're half me and half Janusz.
Yeah. And I think that that's one of the blessings of like having miscarriage is that it really gives you, and that's just loss in general. Like anytime there's loss in general, it makes you really consider life and what really matters. And you start to realize that you start to just worry about things and you get anxious about things in life that really don't matter, like big picture, when you really get down to it. I heard just yesterday, TikTok or Instagram, it was somebody saying like, hey, if I could give you $10 million right now, like, would you take it?
Yes.
She'd take it, right? But then what if I gave it to you and you didn't wake up tomorrow? Would you still take it?
No.
Right? And it recalibrates like that question. It recalibrates that, wow, okay, I value life, like one day of life, more than $10 million.
Yes.
And so why are we worrying about so many of the different things that big picture don't matter? Like, you've woken up today, you're alive. And so that's where nothing will take the joy now from this pregnancy. Like, you know, there's going to be fears. There's going to be the enemy's going to try and attack us and attack our minds.
I'm still fearful. Like, even though we're at that quote unquote safety point of pregnancy, it doesn't feel safe to me. Yeah. Until I'm holding that child in my arms. There's no point. I thought I would feel like, oh, like I feel good now. No, the fear's still there. And
this is where I was talking with one of my clients this morning. She's had many, many hardships in her life. So she actually had her firstborn was a stillborn. Then she had many miscarriages. And then even when children are, like, she reminded me this morning that even when they're born, you're still not out of it. Like, we've had a friend and a family member who had a, cot death, where at 2 years old, they walked in and their baby was in the cot, dead. And they were out of the womb. And then the same lady that I was talking to this morning that had the stillborn, that had the miscarriages, sadly, like, one of her children was hit by a bus and died. And it just grounds you and just reminds you that, oh my gosh, like, I actually have to choose not to be fearful. Because if you're going to lead like your life with fear, you're going to be fearful your whole life, because even when you've had this child, they can still die as a toddler. They can still die as a teenager. They can still die as an adult. Like, you can die tomorrow. Like, so it's just remembering that, like, death, it can be this really sad thing, but it actually reminds us of how good life is, how joyful life is, and that we need to celebrate every single day. We need to celebrate every day that we have this baby, because that's what life is. Life is about the day we have today, because no one is guaranteed tomorrow. Nobody's guaranteed the future. So all that you have is today. So just enjoy today, celebrate today, be loving today, and just love everyone every day.
I love that. You're so wise.
Yeah.
That's why you're going to be such a good dad. I want to know what you're excited for.
Oh, what am I excited for? I think I'm really excited for the first hug that I'll get to have. That first hug, because like I was reading in a pregnancy book last night that I won't really the mother gets to have oxytocin start to form in her body because she's hugging the baby right now. Except that for us as fathers, we don't really feel fully connected to the baby really until they're born. I can feel the bumps later, I'll be able to feel the baby through Mel's belly, but I'm not truly going to be able to fully connect with it until I have it on my chest and I'm just hugging it and I'm looking at it, realizing I helped to create you. You are half me,
Kinda.
half your mother.
I'm doing a lot of work over
God's
here.
sprinkle in there. Yeah. So I'm just really excited for that first hug. What
You've
about
been
you?
so good though. I just want to say obviously it comes down, it's a big sacrifice for the female. And I understand that. It's really hard. Even though I've had a great pregnancy so far with just exhaustion and a few food aversions, it's a lot. It's a lot of sacrifice. It just changes your whole life. And it's just, it's really hard to kind of, especially the first 12 weeks, you're kind of faking that you're okay and you're not, and trying to do your normal life. And you're I'm struggling. You really, the male, obviously, you can easily look at them and be oh, what are you doing? But I've looked at Janos these last 12 weeks, which he's always like this, but he has gone to the next level. And I want to thank you because you have gone to this next level where I haven't even had to ask you. And I love a clean house. So Janos will just make sure that everything is clean at all times. And I'm how is he keeping up with this? You have just always made sure any cravings of mine are met. If I can't get groceries, you do them. If I'm struggling with work.
And for all the ladies out there who are thinking right now, why does my husband not do this? What Mel's not saying is that I did do some of them just out of my own. I would see something and I'd just do it. But a lot of the time Mel would also say, hey, I'd love for you to clean the shower.
Yes.
Because I don't want to do it with the mold or the bleach or whatnot.
Yeah.
I would love for you to do this. And then so it's not just that I am a great husband who just happens to do all of this stuff. It is communication as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's good, really, really good point. I've just been, I don't want to just expect
want to be the reason that other husbands
don't just
are getting
expect your husbands
right
or
now.
partners or whoever you're with to just go, they should just know. Janos has his own anxieties, his own workload, his own everything he's doing as well. And they will never understand what you're feeling. Janos will never know how exhausted I'm feeling, but you've encouraged me to rest, which I've really loved. Or when I've needed a bit of a boost to get work done, you've made my environment so much easier to get work done in. And also just being really excited. I love that you're reading books. I love that you're looking at the app and getting really excited. And just speaking about how what things we're going to do as parents with our children. So I'm so excited. I'm excited to do this with you. I think, so for me, what I'm excited for is to be a parent with you. I'm really excited because I'm I love our marriage and I love the life that we live. And I can't imagine how much more fun, of course, different, but how much more fun it's going to be going, we get to play with this little human that's ours because we love playing with our nieces and nephews. And it's what? We love them so much. What's it going to be like with our own child? So I'm really excited for that. I'm also really excited for birth. I'm excited for the challenge of birth, whether it looks however it looks. And I'm also excited for the first kicks. I can't wait. Oh, so much to look forward to.
The first kicks are going to be really exciting to see.
Yeah.
I loved it. Was there anything else that we wanted to add to today?
Well, I've thanked you. I also just want to thank everyone that not only that people we've told that we're pregnant this time around, and they've just been so excited for us and showed up for us and supported us because they know probably it's been more of an anxious journey. But I've also wanted to thank the people that after our miscarriage last year, even people that I never expected to really stand up for us and show up for us. Thank you. Again, I can't thank everyone, but if you've ever sent us a message, if you've ever, just given us words of encouragement, shared some love, whatever it is, supported us in some way,
or even the biggest thing that helped us, during that miscarriage period was actually just Uber Eats vouchers.
Yeah, it was so
because that just gave us because food's great as well, but then you have to store it in your fridge. With the Uber Eats vouchers, they just really help to not have to deal with cooking, but then also you don't have to deal with the space of oh my gosh, what's in the fridge, all of that.
Yeah.
So we really thank everyone who supported us through the miscarriage, through everything we're going through now, and just being there for us. It's really, helped us so much.
Yeah. And family and friends who have allowed us to be vulnerable. Like there are a selective few people that I've really enjoyed just being able to go whenever I have those anxious moments and maybe Janosch is doing work. I'm like, I know I can text you. I know I can call you. I know I can just share these moments with you. And it just is so nice to have such supportive people around us. So whether you're a follower, like on our social media, whether you're a client, oh my goodness, thank you to our clients who, again, you didn't know that we're pregnant, but you guys have been so great. I don't know, just supportive of us over this last year. We've got the best people around us and we're so thankful. So just wanted to thank you all. Also just wanted to say that we're praying for anyone that has experienced loss and is still waiting for their child, or anyone that is struggling to fall pregnant or anything to do with fertility. Like, I'm so sorry, because I look at our experience and think, you know what, some people have this plus 50,000 more things that are on top of this, and it's so hard. Anything with this is so hard, and just know that we're praying for you. I know you may be thinking, what's that going to do? But prayer does a lot, and we know we've had so many people praying for us, and this child is so prayed for, but know that we're praying for you. And if you'd like to talk to anyone and not feel like it goes anywhere, like it will just stay with us, please DM us, because I'm happy to chat at any time about experiences like this. I know Janosch is happy to talk to any males that feel like they're struggling in this kind of situation. We're happy to pray for you or talk to you at any time as well.
Yeah. Well, I think, guys, just look forward to next week's episode, because that's where we're going to delve into more of the how behind how we basically recovered from like the hardest thing we've ever gone through that completely derailed our habits, our fitness, our nutrition, like literally everything, our mindset, everything got reset, our faith, everything, like every part of us got shaken last year during that miscarriage. So if you're somebody who's going through something hard, it doesn't have to be a miscarriage, but if you're going through something hard and you just want to understand a bit more about how we personally recovered, got ourselves to a mental state where we felt ready to have babies again, have just recovered our health, our fitness, like everything like that, then that'll be a great episode for you. And if you are somebody who is going through any of this right now and you do want somebody to help walk you through recovering from it, like like you mentioned, you reached out to Latoya to help with the nutrition. Like, we've had people help us as well to get our fitness back on track, to get our nutrition back on track, to make sure that we're the healthiest we can possibly be. So if you're somebody who wants a coach who understands all of that, then we have totally got a deep understanding of all of that now. So you can apply using the link in our bio or the description to do some coaching. It'll just be a quick questionnaire that asks, what your goals are, what you're recovering from, those types of things. So you can just put some answers there. We'll jump on the phone with you so we can understand a bit about what you're struggling with, what your goals are, all that type of thing. And then, of course, if it's right to do coaching with us, then we'll sign you up and we can help you out. But yeah, it's something that you don't have to do alone. So we definitely felt alone and we isolated ourselves in the initial recovery period. And the thing that opened us up and ultimately got us out of those ruts was not just withdrawing and not speaking to people and not seeking help, but actually getting out there and starting to put ourselves back out there, even though everything in us didn't want to.
Yeah. Oh, it's very easy to feel like just stay quiet and like just live in that little bubble, that fear bubble. But we're like, nope, we don't want to do that. Yeah. Also, don't think our podcast is only going to be about pregnancy now. Like, it's not, or our posts on social media. Don't feel like I've got to leave now. Please don't. It's just that we've been holding in a massive secret for 12, 13 weeks that we're like, we just need to vomit it all out and then we'll get back to normal. But the miscarriage episode is something I've wanted to do since we had our miscarriage, because when we had our miscarriage, I remember just seeking answers. I remember seeking someone to relate to. So this episode may not be for you, but it's also a good episode that, you may not have gone through that, but you may have gone through another hardship that we're going to talk about in that episode, really how we rebuilt. Because I know miscarriage can just seem like, oh, cool, miscarriage, try again. That wasn't the case for us. Like, I personally went through a lot of physical hardships last year to the point where I fell into depression. I'm not even going to lie about that. And I really want to dive into that next week with you all and be honest and vulnerable about it, because it's something that I think is really important to speak about and how to get through that. So I'm actually really excited for that episode. May bring some tissues because I may cry. But
right there.
Yeah, we've talked a lot. We could talk all day about this, guys. If you have any questions, we actually want to do a Q&A episode about pregnancy or about this journey, training in pregnancy, everything in regards to that. So we're going to put a poll up hopefully soon on our social media. So get ready your questions because we're excited to answer all of them. And we'll do more episodes about all of this. We could speak all day, but for now we've spoken enough. I need to eat because I'm hungry and pregnant. So can we please end this now?
Well, guys, this has been really fun being able to tell you all and to reveal our baby. By the way, we do not know the gender. So if we ever said he, I just refer to every baby as a he. It's just my thing.
We're actually not finding out the gender. The reason for that is my mum, but also my older sister. My older sister has children. And I remember she never found out the gender. And it was such a special moment walking into the hospital when we were younger. I know, look at our little baby. Looks like us. And like, going into the hospital being like, what is it going to be? I want that moment to be like, oh my gosh, like, who are we birthing? Like, what? A little Jarosz or Melissa. It's just so exciting. So we aren't going to find out the gender. But if you have any inklings or you go, oh, yep, that's the symptom I had, let us know because I just think it's fun to just like to discuss with other people. Yeah, anyway, guys, awesome. We hope you live the pro body lifestyle.